Welcome to the deep dive. Often we're looking at these big historical sweeps, right?
Sure.
Whole cultural movements. But today, we're doing something a bit different. We're zooming way in. We're going deep on just one single object, a truly monumental piece by the Dutch master Hendrick Goltzius that's now in the Hermitage Museum.
Yeah, and right away you're hit with this technical puzzle.
Yeah,
When you see it, and you should really try to picture this, it's massive. Like the size of a huge altarpiece you'd see in a cathedral or maybe a painting for a palace wall. It's big.
it really is.
But here's the kicker. There's absolutely no paint. Zero brushstrokes. It's not a painting at all.
Which is just wild when you first grasp it.
Yeah.
Because what you were seeing is this enormous canvas, and it's covered entirely edge to edge with pen and ink.
Purely graphical.
Exactly. Thousands upon thousands of lines, parallel hatching, cross hatching, all incredibly precise, laid down so meticulously that they create this amazing illusion of depth, of volume, of texture. But it's all done to mimic Burin engraving.
It's basically Goltzius showing off. In the best possible way. He's making this huge statement. He took graphic art, which usually lives on these, small copper plates.
Right, hand-sized things.
And he just blew it up, scaled it up to the level of grand history painting, the kind of control you need for that. It's almost scary to think about.
Okay, yeah, let's dig into that control because that feels like the core of it. I mean, if you're painting, you mess up, you scrape it off, paint over it, blend it.
You have options.
You have options. But ink on a white grounded canvas?
Yeah.
How do you even fix a mistake?
Well, that's the thing. You don't. You just can't. Every single line he put down was final. Permanent. Our sources, like Van Mander, they confirm he barely used any preparatory sketch. Just some very basic marks for the overall layout.
So he was basically engraving freehand on this giant canvas, stroke by stroke. For how long?
For about 2.5 years, yeah. Stroke by painstaking stroke.
Wow. And the detail holds up, like tree bark, smoke, things like that.
Oh, absolutely. The texture of the bark, the sort of wispy quality of smoke in the background, it's all achieved just by how close the lines are, the angle of the hatching. It's just phenomenal precision.
And Goltzius, he was already a big name in this world, wasn't he?
Oh, huge. A superstar of graphic art. Carol Van Mander, who was his close friend and biographer, he's really our main source for Goltzius's life. He puts him right up there, top 5, top 10 graphic masters in Europe. Easily.
And Van Mander tells this story, doesn't he? Something from Goltzius's childhood.
He does. It's crucial, really. When Goltzius was tiny, maybe not even 2 years old, he had this horrific accident, fell into a fireplace with hot coals.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, severe burns to his right hand. And the injury was permanent. It meant his fingers on that hand, they couldn't fully straighten out ever again.
Wait, so the injury, the thing that must have caused so much pain that actually helped his art.
It's the most incredible irony, isn't it? Van Mander suggests that because his fingers were sort of permanently tensed, that limited range of motion, it actually gave him this unbelievable steadiness.
Like a built-in stabilizer.
Exactly. Unparalleled control when applying pressure with the burin, the engraving tool. So this physical limitation, bizarrely, becomes the key to his international success as a printmaker.
That's just a classic genius paradox story right there. But okay, so he's a master engraver, but he hits a ceiling. Copper plates are too small for his ambition.
He seems like it. He clearly wanted to prove that this graphic skill wasn't just for small formats. He needed a monumental stage. And that's where this Hermitage piece comes in.
His super engraving.
Right. He worked on it, we think, from about 1604 to maybe early 1606. And he kept it completely under wraps, a total secret.
Even from Van Mander, his friend?
Even from Van Mander. In his book from 1604, Van Mander mentions Goltzius is working on some huge, mysterious canvas. He speculates it's going to be a masterpiece, but admits he has no idea what it depicts because Goltzius was hiding it from everyone.
That secrecy adds another layer. But okay, let's get into the image itself. Despite the secrecy, the main subject, that would have been pretty obvious to people at the time.
Oh, yeah. The central mythological figures. Any educated person in the, late 16th, early 17th century would have recognized them instantly. 3 major Olympian gods.
Okay, so walk us through it. Center stage.
That's Venus, goddess of love, beauty. She's depicted naked, classically beautiful, wearing her diadem, and importantly, she's got the cestus.
The cestus, that's like a special belt.
It is, but it's more than just a belt. It's this magic girdle supposed to make her utterly irresistible. It signifies her immense power, really. Then sort of moving clockwise around her.
We have
Bacchus, looking youthful, god of wine, revelry, renewal. You see the grape leaves, the clusters of grapes in his hair. He's wearing an animal skin.
Oh, and there's a little fawn with him, too.
Got it. And the third figure, down the foreground. That's Ceres, goddess of agriculture, fertility. Easy to spot with the stalks of grain like corn woven into her hair. And she's holding that big cornucopia, the horn of plenty, spilling out fruits and vegetables.
So, love, wine and food, Venus, Bacchus, Ceres.
The essentials.
It feels like a very specific grouping. Was that a common combination, seeing those three together?
Very common, because they illustrate one of the most famous sayings, classical sayings that was popular back then, Sine Baccho et Ceres friget Venus.
Without Bacchus and Ceres, Venus freezes.
Exactly. Or, less poetically, without food and wine, love grows cold.
Okay. Bit of practical advice there.
Well, yeah, it goes way back to the Roman playwright Terence, 2nd century BCE. But the Renaissance humanists, people like Erasmus, they really picked it up. They loved pointing out that pretty direct link between, having enough to eat and drink and feeling amorous. Libido needs fuel, basically.
Makes sense. But knowing Goltzius and the ambition of this piece, he wasn't just making a clever joke about needing dinner before romance, was he? There has to be more.
Oh, definitely. By this time, the Baroque era, that simple saying had taken on much deeper, more philosophical layers.
How so?
Well, Venus isn't just about physical desire anymore. She starts to represent this larger cosmic force, the creative impulse itself, maybe. And this impulse, it's fundamentally tied to the natural world.
Through Ceres and Bacchus.
Precisely. Ceres represents the Earth's fertility, the steady abundance of nature. Bacchus represents the cycle life, death, intoxication, renewal. So sensual love, Venus, needs these other primal forces of nature to flourish. It's about the conditions necessary for creation on a grand scale.
And the artwork itself seems to reinforce that cyclical idea, doesn't it? There's a time element.
Yes, absolutely. If you look closely, the group also sort of embodies the seasons. Venus is spring, obviously. Ceres with the harvest is summer. Bacchus with the grapes is autumn.
Okay, so where's winter?
Look over by the fire on the altar. There's an old man, huddled, warming himself. He represents winter. So the whole composition shows Venus presiding over the entire cycle of seasons, the elements, time itself. It's a complete little cosmology.
Wow. Okay, so even just on that level, the technical brilliance, the mythological depth, the seasonal allegory, it's already staggering.
It really is.
But then Goltzius does something unexpected. He breaks the frame.
He totally disrupts the scene because suddenly, bang, there's this figure who does not belong. A complete anachronism.
Who is it?
It's Goltzius himself, standing there in the background, plain as day. He's wearing contemporary clothes, the doublet, the hose, the beard and mustache of the late 16th century, and he's staring right out of the picture, directly at you, the viewer.
That's bold. Putting himself in the middle of this mythological scene. What's he saying by doing that?
It transforms everything. It becomes a personal statement. Now, Venus, historically, she was often used as an allegory for painting itself.
For painting.
Because of painting's power, its ability to seduce the eye, to overwhelm the viewer with beauty, much like, the sight of Venus herself.
Ah, okay, I see.
So by depicting himself drawing this monumental Venus, Goltzius is basically declaring, I am the master artist. I can conjure this level of beauty, this power. He's positioning himself as, the new Apelles.
Apelles, the legendary Greek painter.
Yeah.
Whose paintings were supposedly so real they fooled birds?
That's the one, the ultimate benchmark for artistic skill. Goltzius is claiming that legacy.
But hang on. If he's claiming to be the great painter, why is he holding engraving tools? The burins. You said he made this with pen and ink.
Ah, yes, the burins. That detail is absolutely crucial, and it loops right back to his life story, to that hand injury.
Okay.
It points directly to this major crisis he had around the year 1600. That injured right hand, the one that had paradoxically been his strength for so long, it finally started to give out.
Ah, so he couldn't physically engrave anymore. The pressure, the stamina needed.
Exactly. It became too difficult, too painful. He essentially had to stop engraving on copper plates.
So holding the burins here, it's symbolic.
Completely symbolic. It's him saying, look, maybe I can't cut copper anymore, but my mastery of the graphic arts, my genius, it transcends that physical limitation. I can create the ultimate engraving, a super engraving, even on this massive canvas using just ink.
Wow. It's a statement of defiance almost.
It really is. And notice the detail, his injured right hand. the one that could no longer hold the burin effectively. It's shown hanging passively near the flames of the altar, almost useless. It's incredibly poignant when you know the backstory.
That fire. Okay, let's go there. Because Cupid isn't just hanging around either, is he? He's busy.
Right, he's at this little altar, and he's got pincers, and he's doing something with his arrows in the fire. Tempering them, hardening them maybe.
Is that a standard image of Cupid?
Not really, it's quite specific, and art historians have traced it back to Ovid's Metamorphoses. Ovid describes Cupid having two kinds of arrows. One type, tipped with gold, which causes uncontrollable love. The other tipped with dull lead, which causes aversion, hatred even.
Gold versus lead. Okay, for anyone in the 1600s interested in certain pursuits, that's a massive flashing sign, isn't it?
Huge sign. It screams alchemy.
The search for the philosopher's stone, turning lead into gold.
Exactly. The great work, the pursuit of perfection, of transmutation. And we know Goltzius was fascinated by alchemy. He wasn't just dabbling, he was seriously into it.
Seriously, like with bubbling beakers and everything?
Apparently so. Van Mander even tells a story about Goltzius and a friend trying some experiment, trying to cook the stone, and apparently causing a minor explosion in the process.
Yeah, way, so he was a practicing alchemist.
Seems like it. So that fire ritual with the gold and lead arrows, plus other details like the mandrake root you can see depicted on the altar, these are all potent alchemical symbols.
Okay, so Goltzius puts himself in the picture, holding his tools, right next to this scene of alchemical transmutation. He's drawing a parallel.
He absolutely is. He's linking his own creative process, taking humble materials, ink and canvas, base matter, right, and transforming them through his skill into this sublime, immortal work of art. He's linking that to the alchemist's quest.
Transmuting ink into artistic gold.
Precisely. His art is a form of alchemy. Achieving perfection through graphic genius is like achieving the philosopher's stone.
Okay, this is getting incredibly layered, which leads to the question, who is this even for? Who commissioned something this complex, this personal, this, well, frankly, this weird?
Yeah, you needed a very specific kind of patron for this. Someone with the intellectual background to get all the references, the humanist learning, the interest in mythology, and crucially, the interest in alchemy.
And there's someone like that.
Oh, yes. The perfect recipient, Emperor Rudolf II.
The Holy Roman Emperor, based in Prague.
That's the one. The commission seems to have come around 1602, probably facilitated by Rudolph's court painter, Bartholomeus Sprenger, who happened to be visiting Goltzius in Haarlem then.
And Rudolf is known for being into this stuff.
Obsessed. Absolutely obsessed with arcane knowledge, complex allegories, humanism, collecting strange objects, and yes, alchemy. He had alchemists working at his court in Prague Castle. This artwork was basically tailor-made for Rudolph's specific intellectual passions.
But Goltzius knew his audience. Did he put any little nods, any specific clues just for the emperor?
He certainly did. Two final, brilliant little details that really confirm the imperial connection.
Okay, what are they?
First, look closely at the central figures again, Venus and Bacchus, their pose, their arrangement. It's not entirely original. It's a direct visual quotation, a paraphrase, of a very famous Roman cameo.
Which cameo?
The Gemma Augustae, a stunning piece of ancient Roman carving. And the crucial part, Rudolf II had just bought it very recently for an absolutely enormous amount of money. It was one of the prized jewels of his collection.
Wow. So quoting this famous, incredibly expensive Roman artifact that Rudolph's just acquired, that's like a secret handshake, isn't it? A very highbrow, very expensive secret handshake.
Exactly. It flatters the emperor's taste, acknowledges his power as a collector, and links the artwork directly to imperial Roman glory, which Rudolf loved to associate himself with.
Okay, that's one clue. What's the other?
Look right above Venus's head. There's a pair of doves hovering there. Standard symbol of Venus, right?
Yeah, seems normal enough.
But look how they're depicted. They're not just fluttering romantically. They spread their wings out wide, hold their claws out. It creates this very rigid, very symmetrical shape.
Okay, I'm not seeing it yet.
Think about imperial crests. Think about the Habsburgs.
The double-headed eagle.
Bingo! The pose of the doves, placed right there at the central apex of the composition, directly mimics the form of the Habsburg imperial eagle crest. It's Goltzius basically signing the work with the emperor's own symbol.
That is audacious and brilliant. So this whole thing, it's this incredible package.
It really is. It pulls together everything Goltzius was master of, drawing, engraving, even hinting at painting through the Venus allegory. It's utterly unique, and it perfectly captures that that slightly decadent, hyper-intellectual, coded culture of Europe right around 1600.
It's a visual equivalent of some complex metaphysical poem or something.
Yeah, or maybe like Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream with all its layers of magic and transformation and classical references mixed together.
So the big takeaway then,
Yeah.
this isn't just Goltzius showing off his technical skills, amazing as they are.
No, not at all. It's fundamentally a conversation, a secret coded dialogue sent from Goltzius, the alchemist artist.
Through Rudolph II, the alchemist emperor.
Exactly. And the message is that the true great work, the true transmutation, might just be the act of artistic creation itself. The artist, through sheer intellectual power and graphic skill, achieves the kind of perfection the alchemist is searching for in his lab.
Elevating the artist to the level of, well, almost a magician, a creator of worlds from just ink and canvas.
Yeah. Transforming the base into the noble, the ephemeral into the eternal.
It's an incredible piece to unpack. And even after going through all these layers, the myth, the biography, the technique, the alchemy, the patronage, you still get the feeling there's more, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. With something this dense, this packed with visual information and potential references, you just know there are probably other quotes, other subtle allusions hidden in those thousands upon thousands of lines that maybe we haven't even spotted yet.
Makes you wonder what other secrets might still be locked away inside it, waiting to be decoded.
Definitely. It's a work that guarantees you can keep looking and keep finding things for a very, very long time.